Hello friends, today we will discuss Birches, a poem by Robert Frost. This is part 2. If you're interested, you can check part 1 also. Link will be provided to you. And when we talk about this poem, it was written by Robert Frost while living in England in the years before World War I, right? And its main theme is that life is beautiful and good, more desirable than heaven. We can say that Robert Frost wants to reveal the feelings of a man in middle age. Actually, when he wrote this poetry, he was at the age of 40, and through this poem, he reveals the feelings of a man in middle age, looking both ahead toward death and backward to childhood. And this poem, Birches, consists of a series of beautiful pictures of nature, right? And beautiful pictures of man and beautiful pictures of nature. And each sketch, we can say, each sketch of this poem is complete in itself, right? So let's get started with second part of the poem. But I was going to say, when truth broke in with all her matter of fact about the ice storm, I should prefer to have some boy bend them as he went out and into fetch the cows. Some were too far from town to learn baseball. At this point, the speaker returns to the original focus of the poem, right? And having gotten wrapped up in describing the effect of ice storms, which I've discussed in my previous video, originally we can say here the speaker wants to say that it is preferable to imagine that a boy bent the birch trees, right? I should prefer to have some boy. He says that it is preferred to imagine that a boy bent the birch trees by swinging them, on them on his way to tend, as he went out and into fetch the cows, to swing the branches on his way to tend his family's cows, right? This boy, which speaker imagines, this boy is in his imagination. This boy lived too deep in the woods to play baseball in town, whose only play was what he found himself, summer or winter, and could play alone. This play was found by himself, and he could play alone. One by one, he subdued his father's trees by riding them down over and over again until he took the stiffness out of them. Instead, he found his own source of entertainment, right? The play that he found himself. He found his own source of entertainment, amusing himself all through the year. One by one, he subdued his father's trees, his father's property, by swinging from their tops, which made the trees flexible, right? The poet refers to be in his fancy world as he comes to know about the hard or harsh realities of life. He tries to avoid the reality to escape the reality. He likes to think some boy has bent these birch trees on his way back home after herding his cows. Some boy who is too far from town to learn baseball, whose only play was what he found himself. The poet likes to imagine the boy going out to his father's orchard and climbing his father's trees by riding them down over and over again, leaving not a single tree left for him to conquer, right? Next is, and not one but hung limp, not one was left, no birch tree was left by him for him to conquer, not one was left for him to conquer. He learned all there was to learn about not launching out too soon, and so not carrying the tree away clear to the ground. He did this, so swinging and bending on those trees, that there weren't any birches in the area that hadn't succumbed to him. The boy learned how to safely swing from the birch trees, learning that it's important to not jump before reaching the part where the trunk, we can say, is most flexible. Launching out too soon and not so carrying the tree away clear to the launching out means jumping from one tree to another tree where the trunk is most flexible, since otherwise the tree could snap and fall quickly to the ground. He always kept his poise. Poise means equilibrium. He always kept his equilibrium, his balance. He always kept his poise to the top branches, climbing carefully with the same pains which pains used to fill a cup up to the brim and even above the brim. This is the same pain felt by the boy. Then he flung outward, feet first, with a swish, kicking his way down through the air to the ground. The boy maintained his equilibrium. He kept his equilibrium as he climbed all the way up to the highest branches, moving with the same care as one might take care when slowly filling when someone is filling same pain when someone is filling a cup to the very top or even just beyond the top, above the brim, beyond the top or up to the brim, right? Then when he reached the top of the tree, he jumped out and swung his legs gracefully through the air as he gradually sailed to the ground. In these lines, the poet wants to say that the boy has now become an expert in bending the trees. He is meticulous in climbing the trees, keeping his poise and keeping his balance till he reached to the top branches. The poet here compares the pains he takes each time with the same pain, the pain which he takes each time he climbs a tree with the filling of a cup to the brim or even above the brim, right? And after reaching the top, he jumps straight to the ground with a swish, kicking his way down through the air. All these remind the poet of his own childhood experiences when he used to sing Birches, which experience is already discussed in my previous video, right? Next lines are, so was I once myself a swinger of birches, and so I dream of going back to be. It's when I'm weary of considerations, tired of this life, and life is too much like a pathless wood where your face burns and tickles with the cobwebs. The poet or narrator, speaker, whatever we say, he used to be the kind of boy who swung from birch trees like this, and now he fantasizes about those days swinging from the birch trees again and again. He says that once myself was also a swinger of birches, right? And this fantasy grows up higher when the speaker becomes overwhelmed by the details and frustrations of everyday life. When I'm weary of considerations, when he is tired of details and frustrations of this harsh reality and experience that is like trying to navigate through a stretch of woods without any kind of trail, as trees, we can say trees, or so the speaker's face which gets scratched by or which gets tickled by these cobwebs. Broken across it, and one eye is weeping from a twigs having lashed across the top one. I would like to get away from earth a while. I would like to get away from earth a while and then come back to it. He wants to get away from earth for a while and then wants to come back to it and begin over. May not fate willfully misunderstand me. The speaker says that it would be nice to escape earth for some time, for a bit, and after a little while he wants to return and start all over again. This is not to say that that he wants some kind of that he wants to be something which can be misinterpreted, and here the poet has become, actually he has become wary of his responsibilities as an adult, his tough world where one has to maintain a rational outlook, right? That's why he wants to go back to his childhood and he wants to enjoy all those little enjoyments once again. He feels lost in those birch trees, remembering his childhood. Now to him life seems to be like a pathless wood. He says that now it has become a pathless wood where your face burns and tickles with the cobwebs, with the cobwebs. So the narrator wants to get away from the earth for a while and then come back again to restart his life fresh. We can feel the strong sense of escapism in these lines by Robert Frost, right? And half grant that I wish and snatch me away no to return. Earth is the right place for love. Don't know where it is likely to go better. I would like to go by climbing a birch tree and climb black branches up a snow white trunk toward heaven. I like to go by climbing a birch tree toward heaven till the tree could bear no more, but dipped its top and set me down again. That would be good, both going and coming back. One could do worse than be a swinger of birches. Here the poet wants to go away from this world, from this harsh reality, from his responsibilities. He wants to enjoy his childhood again, right? He wants to return to this world as he thinks earth to be the right place for love. Earth is the right place for love, right? And he does not know any better place to go than earth. I don't know where it is likely to go better. He says that he doesn't know any better place than earth, but then he thinks of going to heaven by climbing a birch tree till the tree could bear no more, but dipped its top and set me down again. The poem ends on a lighter note, stating that that one could do worse than be a swinger of birches. So friends, this is all about today's topic, and I hope you will like the content. And if you like it, please hit the like button, share and subscribe my channel. And if you are new on my channel, please hit the bell button so that you can get notifications for my upcoming videos. Thanks a lot for watching.